Facts don't care about your feelings. Charles Kirk lived by a similar creed. Truth does not bend to the mob. In an era of intellectual cowardice, Kirk stood as a titan, courageous in the arena of ideas. He faced hostile crowds with logic, not anger, determined to speak truth where it was most unwelcome. While many talked about bravery, Kirk embodied it, showing up time and again, despite shouts and attempts to silence him. His resolve inspired millions, proving that courage in the battle of ideas can change the course of a nation. Charles Kirk's legacy is one of courage, unwavering, unyielding, and unforgettable. College campuses, once bastions of free inquiry, have become echo chambers. Charles Kirk walked into this intellectual wasteland to challenge the orthodoxy. He faced students and professors who despised his views, responding not with vitriol but with calm, reasoned arguments. Kirk's open forum Q&As were a masterstroke. Anyone could ask anything, exposing the weakness of the other side's arguments in real time. He listened patiently to hostile questions, then dismantled them with facts and logic. Kirk demonstrated that the emperor of campus ideology often had no clothes. He never lost his cool or resorted to personal attacks, keeping the focus on ideas. This modeled a better form of civil discourse, disagreeing without dehumanizing. For many students, it was the first time they'd heard a conservative argument presented persuasively. Kirk's tours empowered isolated conservative students, showing them they weren't alone. He planted seeds of doubt in the prevailing groupthink and inspired a counter-revolution of the mind. Kirk did more than win debates. He reminded a generation that true education means questioning, not just accepting, the dominant narrative. His approach required immense mental fortitude and grace. He was a teacher in the truest sense, showing that civil debate is possible, even in hostile territory. Kirk's example on campus was a lesson in courage, logic, and the power of open dialogue. In the culture war, language is a battleground. Charles Kirk cut through confusion with clarity. On abortion, he stated, "Life begins at conception, and the unborn have a right to life." Kirk fiercely defended free speech, calling the First Amendment the bedrock of a free society. He challenged hate speech laws, warning they silence dissent and empower those in control. Kirk's unwavering principles reminded us that truth and liberty are inseparable. Charles Kirk's debates were never just about politics, they were about the soul of the nation. He saw the progressive left attacking the pillars of Western civilization, family, faith, and objective truth. Kirk defended these institutions, arguing that a nation is bound by shared culture, history, and values. He championed Judeo-Christian principles and the belief that rights come from God, not government. Kirk pushed back against the narrative that America is fundamentally evil, instead celebrating its founding ideals while acknowledging imperfections. He argued for patriotism as grateful appreciation, not blind nationalism. Kirk's message of principled patriotism resonated with millions tired of negativity and division. He saw two competing visions for America, one of liberty and responsibility, the other of collectivism and control. Kirk chose liberty, dedicating his life to defending it. His debates were the front lines of a cultural war, reminding us what's at stake. He fought for a future rooted in freedom, unity, and shared values. Kirk's impact was a rallying cry for those who believe America is worth defending. Charles Kirk earned respect for one reason: courage. In a world of online outrage, he showed up in person and stood his ground. His example teaches us to speak truth even when it's unpopular and to engage in difficult conversations. The future of the Republic depends on our willingness to follow his lead, going where our ideas aren't welcome and debating with logic and respect. Real dialogue, not online shouting, is the path back from division. Kirk's life is a blueprint for personal responsibility and bridge building. He called for unity, not a false unity, but one forged in honest debate and mutual respect. Beyond the public square, Kirk's greatest legacy was at home. He was a devoted family man, knowing that the family is the bedrock of civil society. His most important work was raising his children to be virtuous citizens. Kirk fought for the nation's future because he loved his own family first. His life was a complete picture of conservative principle in action. Charles Kirk's legacy is a call to courage, unity, and the enduring strength of family. May we honor his memory not by dividing further, but by asking what we can do to prevent this from happening again. Subscribe for more. If you agree, write Amen. Let's unite.